Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Five Star Joshi Show here on the Fight Game Media Network or over on my YouTube channel. I am your host, as always, Scott Edwards. Thank you for joining me this week. We have a pretty brisk week, I'd say. A lot of news coverage in terms of Sareee-ISM, the latest card being announced featuring a super main event that, listen, let's just be honest, probably going to be the match of the year, folks. I'm excited. But we also have the weekend of Stardom Award show matches and so on, which was a pretty cool weekend to talk about. We'll then preview the Stardom Supreme Fight show this Sunday at Korakuen Hall. Sold out Korakuen Hall. I cannot wait. We'll talk New Blood. They did announce the New Blood card. It's fine. It's nothing to write home about, but we will go over it to let everyone know. We'll also go over a bunch of matches announced around the scene this week. We'll also go over Evo Girls. They held their show on Wednesday, which featured a Chi-Chi versus Rana Yagami title match, as well as some cool tags. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And we'll close out the show with a brisk talk about Marigold this past weekend. They're off this weekend, so not too much there. Next weekend, the one after this one, it's pretty packed. So next week's show should be pretty packed and a lot to talk about there. But we're gonna take what the wrestling world gives to us. We're gonna take what Joshi gives to us because, as I kept saying all week long, as I keep saying all year long, and I will not stop saying, Joshi wrestling is thriving, folks. Absolutely thriving. We are in an incredible time to be a fan. It just seems like there's a new rookie every week. There's a new big match announcement every week. There's just something to sink your teeth into if you are a Joshi fan. And it's one of those times that I say to myself, I do feel bad if you're not. I said it last week. I'll say it again. I do feel bad if you're not. And if you want to be a Joshi fan, if you want to be specifically a Stardom fan, well, I got good news for you folks because, as I put up over on my YouTube channel, a beginner's guide to Stardom 2025 is available. YouTube.com/at Scott E Wrestling. It is an hour and a half long, detailing factions, championships, tournaments, major shows, the shows you can watch, advice, everything you need to dive into Stardom is put into that guide. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out. If you have, I appreciate it. It's been well received, which is really awesome for me. Just, obviously, if you listen to this podcast, you know my thoughts have been up and down the past year or so with Stardom. But I'm so overall excited for where Stardom's going. I can't wait for the show this weekend. After all, I mean, folks, it is a pay-per-view-esque show in terms of a world title match in Korakuen Hall. I can't complain. I'm not going to complain. This year is all about positivity. It's all about spreading Joshi wrestling. I'm getting back to why I do this show. So I appreciate it. Next week, we'll also be talking about 1 year of Tara Okada as a booker because next week, I believe, will be the 1 year anniversary since Supreme Fight was the anniversary. We'll talk about his run atop Stardom and how he has helped move the trajectory to a incredible one as they are one of the hottest promotions in all of Japan once again. So we'll talk about that, but let's get into this week's happenings. And that, of course, brings us to Sareee-ISM. Yes, Sareee-ISM always coming through. Sareee never lets us down. She always delivers something great. And with Sareee-ISM Chapter 7 right around the corner on March 10th, you knew she had something ready to go. She was going to have something that packed a punch. She was going to have something that made the world remember, oh, she's the best booker in the universe. And that, of course, folks, is none other than Sareee versus Syuri, one-on-one. Sareee-ISM Chapter 7. I am giddy about this one. It's one of those matches when you just see the graphic and you're in awe. You're inspired, you're amazed because this is it. This is what we've been asking for. If you've been a Syuri fan over the past year or two, and you've been looking for, give me that big matchup. Give me that big singles match. You got it. You've had it sprinkled in, right? You've had the Miyu match over a year ago now. You've had the Chihiro Hashimoto match almost 2 years ago now. It's matches like this that remind you the very best of Joshi wrestling. It's going to be simply phenomenal. It's going to be simply everything you want from Joshi wrestling. Sareee versus Syuri to me is as good a matchup that you can do since Saree's return to Japan. I don't think there's anything left, or not anything left, but I don't think there's any match that she hasn't had yet that I'd put above this one. This is it. Syuri is still one of the best in the world. I consider Syuri one of the greats ever. And listen, you know my thoughts on Sareee. I think the same for her. So we're watching two greats go into the ring, and they're going to tell a story that they've already mapped out. This is a match based around wanting to return to glory for both of them. For Sareee, it is using Syuri as a stepping stone to get her momentum back and eventually, hopefully, get the IWGP Women's Championship, which I firmly believe she is getting. And for Syuri, it is a chance to get back into the spotlight, get back to the championship that she came up short of over a year ago. This is a match that there is no certified sure winner. This is a match that brings every hope and imagination you have for Joshi wrestling into it, in what is very likely to be a sold out Shinjuku face. It's going to be special. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be everything that Sareee-ISM has stood for since day one. I cannot wait till March 10th. Because the best part of Sareee-ISM isn't just the main events with Sareee. It is what else is on the show. That what else includes a big time Miyu Kane singles match after her impressive showing against Victoria Izuki at the most recent Sareee-ISM event. She now gets a big singles match against X. X is going to be a big name, right? We're just coming off a show, obviously, where we also saw Takumi Iroha go one-on-one with Chi-Chi. So this is something that Sareee likes to do for the young wrestler to impress her. Who can X be? Who should X be? The fact that it's X makes you think it's got to be someone of note, someone with a big name. Because, no offense to, again, the Takumi Iroha of sorts, you'd announce that. We've seen that announced. So who is X going to be? It could be a Stardom star. It could be, hell, it could be Mako. Like, right? That's the thing. We don't know for sure. But that's the excitement now moving forward, is seeing who Miyu Kane gets to step in the ring with. I think that's very exciting for me, very exciting for you, very exciting for any fan. The next match, though, is, I think, the dark horse match of the show, and that, of course, is Dash Chisako teaming up with Chi-Chi against Norihana and Vene. I mean, folks, this match is built for me. It's built for you. It's built for everybody. Obviously, I continue to sing the praises of Chi-Chi each and every opportunity I get, because she is going to be one of Joshi's biggest stars. She's well on her way. The momentum that she already has would argue she's pretty damn close to being a top star because that's just who she is. You pair her with someone in Dash Chisako. A Dash Chisako who, mind you, I think is just one of the absolute best. I love Dash. You won't find many more people that are bigger fans of Dash than myself. And you put them against Hinori Hana, who went into her last match on Sareee-ISM and gave Yurika Hoda a bump the size of an apple on her head with a headbutt. And Venny, this is Venny, who is one of the best on the planet today. One of the very best who has continuously stole the show with the likes of Sareee, Chihiro Hashimoto, Miyu Momino. Like, this is someone who is one of the best. You put these four together, you expect greatness. You expect everything that makes Joshi great. That's what Sareeism is all about. It brings the past, present, and future together to make special matches, to make a special card. And then, of course, you'll have the usual legend versus young stars match. And that, of course, is Kara Ito and Jaguar Yokota going head to head with Kohaku and Eureka Oka. Um, Always nice to see Oka on these shows. I've been a big fan of Oka's for a long time. Her and Kohaku teaming up against the two legends should be a fascinating watch. There will be one more match announced at a later date as well. So another 5-match card, super card for March 10th, Sareee-ISM Chapter 7 Shinjuku Face. I cannot wait. This match was just announced by Seedling, and I wanted to quickly hit on it too. This is Seedling's Winter Ends in Shinjuku at Shinjuku Face on February 12th. It will be Hinori Hana going one-on-one with Ruaka. I mean, that's just awesome. Listen, Ruaka has been on it as of late. I talked about that a little bit last week in my New Year unit tournament review for Stardom. So seeing her get a featured singles match outside of Stardom's really cool. It is really cool. And listen, this is the time to give Ruaka opportunities, right? You want to see what she is capable of. And I do think she is capable of some really big things because I think she has the heel work down. I think she is actually a worker that when she's determined, she's gonna shine. So I'm looking forward to seeing how her and Hinori Hana click because it is a fascinating singles matchup. This was also announced for the 16th in Diana. It will be Rina Amakura and Nanami facing Syuri and Rana Yagami. So that's another one to look out for. Obviously, always cool to see Syuri pop up. When this was announced, I was like, yeah, we get another Syuri match outside, wrestle some new people, and then Sareee topped it. But I'm looking forward to this as well. So something to look forward to there. But let's get, of course, to Stardom. Stardom had a busy weekend with the award shows, like I said, featuring the debut of Akira Kuragane, who faced Suzuki, of course, in a losing effort. But Akira Kuragane is someone who has it. And I've said that about a lot of rookies over the past, I want to say, a couple of years, it feels like now. But Akira has it. There is just a cool factor about Akira Kuragane that I don't think you can teach, if that makes sense. I think, honestly, when you look at the rookies that Stardom has brought in, some of them stand out more than others, and I think Akira is going to be one that stands out more than the others. There wasn't a lot of offense or anything in this match to like walk away, be like, wow, this is the one. But I think there was enough in the entrance and the way she carries herself, and even in kickouts, like the little things matter. And I think there is a fire to Akira that is going to bring her a long way. So I thought she had a fine debut here against Suzuki. To go through some more results here on the show, you had God's Eyes Rana Yagami Tomoki Inaba and Kyoko Katatsu, defeating Koguma, Momokogo, and Waka Tsukiyama. You had the Cosmic Angels versus Neo Genesis tag as Natsupoi, Sareee Ano, Tam Nakano, and Yuna Mizumori defeated Matoe Hamabe and Neo Genesis's Azumi, Maesara, and Starlight Kid. This match was pretty good, as you'd expect with all those names involved. When you would watch those names again, you expect them to deliver. We jumped the gun here with that graphic. Next up was Cosmic Angels, Ayasaka and Sayaka Kurara getting the win, which is always good. They defeated Hanako and Ryan, Hina and Lacey, and Hana and Saida. Um, Again, always good to see there. And then the future of Stardom Championship, really one of the main talking points from this past weekend in Stardom. Miyu Amasaki successfully defended against Azusa Inaba in a very strong one-on-one match. I've been saying really that Hazuki is the greatest wonder of Stardom title match performer ever. And I think that is obviously very true. Miyu Amasaki, with a few more, maybe one or two more strong showings, has a real opportunity to at least be in the conversation when it comes to the future of Stardom Championship. I think it'll be hard to top Rina and Hanan, but I do think that and Amasaki's overall babyface ability is really strong, and her moves, while simple, are effective and exciting, and she's able to put together exciting matches, which two of them we saw, of course, against Rina. So seeing it against Azusa Naba, someone who obviously I think is on such a high level considering her youth and considering the opportunity she gets, this was as strong of a future Stardom title match as you're gonna see. Truly, like, this is exactly what you want to see. And I don't think there could be a single complaint about this match. It's everything you want the future of Stardom title to be about. So this was a really strong match. Amasaki got the win. It looks like we're setting up Amasaki and Hanako, so it was a good run. I enjoyed the future Stardom title match. No, I'm just kidding. Hanako versus Amasaki is fascinating because it does feel like Hanako's likely to be taking that title. Um, and it'll be interesting to see who overcomes Hanako after that because Amasaki's running out of time as well on the championship. I think it's better to have Hanako beat her than for her to just relinquish it. So I have no problems with that. And I think Hanako, with the title, can maybe become what you want Hanako to be. And when I say that is Hanako is obviously a tall, powerful wrestler. So if she is running the future division and you could see her maybe stand out by doing that and wrestling to what her advantages should be rather than having to try to be an underdog against main eventers, which I think is not her strongest point. I'm fascinated to see what their match looks like when the time comes around. It won't be at New Blood, but I'm guessing the hometown show for the sisters is a possibility based on timing. We'll have to wait and see. But yep, that looks like the direction here. But a very good match between these two. And then the main event was a very good main event. I love the fact that we are just at this point where I am really enjoying hate. Like, listen, I admit where I was when they changed from Oedo Tai because listen, Oedo Tai carries a lot of weight and history to it, and it's a group that I understand over the last couple of years hasn't been it, but when you go back in time, it's a group that historically was just so special. So, you know, I reacted the way I did, but Hate has painted their own version of themselves. It's no longer really Oedo Tai at all. They've moved to make this their group. And I think that's really important, really special. And when you see the talent that is in this group, it's hard to not be intrigued and excited for where things could go. I still, of course, am awaiting to see what Saya Kamitani produces in the big match with Suzuki. But it's a title match that I'm very excited for, and we'll get to that later. But in preview tags and so on, she's, sensational, as she always has been. So I enjoyed this tag match a lot. You had Mayu Iwatani, Hazuki, Saki Kashima, Syuri, Maika, and Mina Shirakawa facing off with H.A.T.E and getting the win. So kind of the top two from all three of the babyface factions that don't include the Cosmic Angels, um, or Neo Genesis, who were fighting elsewhere. And you just saw a little bit of quality everywhere. I thought, getting the little moment between Mike and Saya Kamitani and hearing that reaction was like, yeah, this is why this match should probably be your main event for your Yokohama Arena show in April. And you got to see Syuri and Momo Watanabe do what they always do. I think Rina is, and I'm not alone on this by any stretch. I know there's a lot of people that have been saying this, and we saw it through her future Stardom title reign. We saw it through her New Blood reign. But Rina is just like, she has climbed the ranks to a point where I'm pretty comfortable saying she's the third best in hate in terms of like overall, but in terms of the way she carries herself, and I said this last year, she feels like she is just at the top level of anyone else because she gets it. She gets it, and she's someone who seemingly makes strides every single match she has. There's a reason she is getting the opportunity she is, uh, which we'll talk about here in a second, and I'm very excited for. Um, well, I'll praise Rena more there. But yeah, this match was again everything you kind of wanted from the all-star style babyface all-stars versus hate match. Um, I can't say enough good things. I thought this was really, really good. Everything I was looking for. The one thing that I'm a little bit worried about that seems to be the direction is Micah is seemingly going to be feuding with Tekla, which you know, based on the previous singles feud for Tekla, I can't say I am amped. However, they have a lot of history, like Natsupoi did, I guess. But they do have a lot of history. And it's effectively a feud to get Micah on the winning track and over because after that last loss to Natsuko, she's kind of got to go back to square one. I would like to see Micah go through Tekla, Momo, and Natsuko to get back to Saya Kamitani. I think that would be a very smart story to tell. So I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. But that is the direction for that. Let's now talk about the Stardom show on day 2. I didn't think this one was as strong as day 1 overall, but we did have a very important match here, which we'll talk about. Um, so first off, we had the debut of Yuria Hime against Micah. Not too much to, I think, take from this match. Like, I don't think there was anything standout per se for Hime. I don't necessarily think that these matches are like the strongest point in Micah's game, which is, the rookie versus her, because ultimately this was just her dominating. But what we did see from Yuria was a few like famouser like leg drop moves that she did, which were interesting. Her background is kickboxing, so I'm fascinated to see if we in time see some more kicks out of Yurihime, because if that is the case, then we are golden, like that is the case. But this is, when the rookies debut, it's a wait and see for most of them. I think we unfairly have had so many great rookies over the past year, that you kind of just assume maybe they're going to show like so much. But that being said, it's great to see 2 more rookies. I think Hamabe is obviously great. Talked about her. I think Akira is great. I think Yuri is going to be very good too. So I think they have 3 really good rookies in this latest batch of debuts. So cool to see. Next up, we had a UWF rules match between Aya Sakura and Kyoko Katatsu, with Kyoko Katatsu getting the win. Obviously, the problem with this match is simple. Aya Sakura lost. I'm never behind an Aya Sakura loss. Aya Sakura if I was to rank my top 5 favorite Stardom wrestlers right now, Aya Sakura is comfortably in that top 5. Like, I don't think it's really close. Like, I think she is comfortably in that top 5. I don't know where. I'll have to make that top 5 someday. Maybe I'll do that next week, after Supreme Fight, but she is so good, and I don't love UWF rules, so this wasn't really like a shot at either of them. It's just not my thing. Um, but, the second half of the match I found exciting because, that's when they started hitting the big kicks and going for the big knockouts. Um, it's an interesting way to establish Kotatsu as well and get her some wins, because obviously that was her background when she was in GLEAT. So I do find that part fascinating. I just, I don't want to have Aya Sakura lose. Aya Sakura is the real. Um, but yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I just don't love the UWF style. That's not a thing on either of them. But when they got to the kicks and the big, crazy knockout looking kicks, I had no problem with it. The next match was God's Eyes, Hina, Lady C, and Saki Kashima teaming with Matoya Hamabe to defeat EXV's Hanako, Mina Shiraka, Ryan, and Waka Tsukiyama. We also had FWC team up against Rana Yagami and Syuri. This was a fun tag match as you'd expect and leads to a big singles match at Supreme Fight, which we will preview. Hanan, Mayu Itani, Momokogo, and Saida faced Natsupoi, Sayaka Kurara, Tam Nakano, and Yumi Zamori. This was the match I realized that Saida was injured, because she had her entire hand taped up. And I was like, oh, I must have missed something there. But this was pretty good, as you'd expect with all these wrestlers involved. The most important part of it all was the post match for me when Mayu and Tam went face to face. They continue to tease the eventual singles match. We haven't got it yet. But Tam just headbutts Mayu and runs away, and that was a good point. Listen, I love everything those two ever do together. So every time they give me a little hope, I'm going to bring it up. That's just the way it is. That's just how I'm gonna be, And then we had the big time singles match. Wonder of Stardom Championship number 1 contenders match. Rina versus Saori Ano. I didn't think we'd take this step. And boy, oh boy, am I glad I was wrong. Rina pinned Saori Ano. It was one of my favorite moments in Stardom. Like, just period. Like, it just was such a great moment because Rina deserves to be in this spot. I thought maybe they hold her back, have her win the Cinderella, because I think that would have been a fascinating road for her to get her big title match, but maybe they have something else in mind, for presumably All-Star Grand Queendom, Suzuki, please. Or Azumi, maybe Azumi versus okay, either way. But so I thought that was a possibility. But seeing Rina get this win, beating Seriano, a 2-time Wonder of Stardom champion, one of the most protected wrestlers in Stardom, really since she came aboard, is a massive win. The match itself was solid, 11 minutes of action, but the shock pin is again what you want to see from these weekend shows. I talked about it in my Stardom guide. Like sometimes, people are going to be unable to watch every single Stardom show like myself. I get that. Because people watch other wrestling, people do other hobbies. I get that. But this is the type of match you go out of your way to see because again, it's a big opportunity for Rina and it's one that they gave her the big win. So now we know that she will indeed challenge for the Wonder of Stardom Championship, which, by the way, means another prediction right for me early here in 2025. So things to celebrate, I'd say. Um, but my point is that we do know that she will be competing for the championship, and not only competing for the championship when when February comes around, she will be doing so on February 24th at Path of Thunder in in Tochigi, which is her hometown. Um, she will challenge Starlight Kid for the belt. Starlight Kid's first challenger. That is exciting. That is again a credit that I will give to Taro next week of believing in Rina. Like Rina is and Velke is great at bringing this up. Rina is one of the best success stories of anything is going with her and giving her the opportunities to shine, and she has thrived. So I can't wait. I can't wait for that singles match. I'm very excited. Like it's a big match. It's on a Monday, which is not ideal for us here in America, or really maybe anyone. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It's a show that one of those matches you kind of have circled. What can Rina do in her first big match? Hanan got hers last year. Rina gets hers this year. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Very, very exciting. And then in your main event of the show, it was I don't have the graphic for it. My apologies. It was Azumi, Meisera, Miyu Amasaki, Starlight Kid, and Suzuki defeating H.A.T.E, Momo Watanabe, Natsuko Tora, Ruaka, Sai Kamitani, and Tekla. So a win for Suzuki as she heads into her big title match this weekend at Supreme Fight, which brings us, of course, to the Supreme Fight preview. The Supreme Fight. So these cards are a little off because they did announce the injury, unfortunately, which is a heartbreaker for me, to Matoe Hamabe. We are wishing her the best moving forward. They don't know when her return date will be as of yet. They did say that it could be for some time, but she was injured and will miss the Cork and Hall show. She was originally set. Oh, I have the updated card. Okay, never mind. I'm on top of my game and I didn't even know it. How about that? Originally, she was set to team with Stars against God's Eye. She will now, of course, miss the show or miss the match. So we will have a different match here. And this is the one you are looking at if you're watching over on YouTube. It'll be Mayu Iwatani, Momo Kogo, Hazuki, and Hana teaming up to face Tomoka Inaba, Kyoko Kotatsu, Syuri, and Saki Kashima. So that's the big change, but let's get to the rest of the card here because there is a full card uh, of matches before this. This is just one of technically the bigger matches. So again, I think there is something understandable about they didn't need to pack this show. It's a Korakuen with a world title match on it, right? Like they didn't need to pack this show. It's sold out. They did open up some more tickets, but it's going to sell out again. Amazing things to see. So the opening match of this show will be Akira Kurigane versus Yuria Hime. I'm guessing they go to a 5-minute, 10-minute draw, but now that they are debuted, it will air. So I'm looking forward to see how the rookies do against one another. You'll then have a person actually be Micah, Mina Shirakawa, Waka Tsukiyama, and Hanako facing Tekla, Momo Watanabe, Azusa Inaba, and Rina. So a continuation of Micah and Tekla building their feud. You'll see Hina and Lady C face May Sarah and Rian. And then in one of the actual matches with stakes on this show, fascinating stakes, you have Koguma going one-on-one with Rana Yagami, which is obviously awesome to see for Rana. The rules of this match are simple. If Koguma loses, God's Eye will no longer have to do the Kuma bear pose moving forward. But if Rana loses, she will finally embrace it and she will finally do it. It's a funny little stipulation that I'm excited for. I think Koguma's absolutely going to win. But hey, you want to keep pushing the future. I'm not against it. You want to give Rana the big win? I am so for it. But that should be a fun singles match. I expect Koguma to win. You have Yuna Mizumori, Aya Sakura, and Sayaka Kara, aka the real Cosmic Angels. I love those. I just love their trio. They'll face Natsuko Tora, Ruaka, and Fukigen Death. The match previously that I said, Stars versus God's Eye, and then your two top matches, which honestly alone, this is gonna take the cake for why this show is so exciting. Artists of Stardom Championship matches. After a couple months of no artist matches, we get another one at the second straight Cork, and it is simple because of the New Year unit tournament to win. It will be Neo Genesis challenging the Cosmic Angels for the belt. This match is going to be sensational. Sensational. I can't freaking wait for this. This is what the artist belts are all about and always have been. You put a random trio from a faction together against the top 3 of the Cosmic Angels. Yeah, I'm in. Starlight Kid leads Azumi and Miyu Amasaki in against them. It's hard to think there's much stronger trios that we will see against the Angels to potentially win. You have the Wonder of Stardom champion. You have Azumi, who obviously is coming off an IWGP Women's title match, and you have the future of Stardom champion. I still think that the Cosmic Angels will likely retain here because they have teased matches with EXV, for example. But I would not be upset with the Neo Genesis run. I think Neo Genesis is destined to all have gold sooner rather than later. And I think it would really fit the story they've been telling with Neo Genesis of, in fact, giving them that gold. So I'd love to see it happen. I don't know if it will happen. I kind of hope it does. But I just know that this match is going to be great. I'm picking the Angels, but I'm about like 60-40 on that prediction. It should be a sensational semi-main event. And then, of course, your main event. Saya Kamitani defends the World of Stardom Championship for the first time against Suzu Suzuki. The added caveat to this is the first World of Stardom Championship match in Korakuen Hall since January 2021 when Utami Hayashishita defended the World of Stardom Championship against Maika. So nearly 4 years later, this is the first Stardom-based World of Stardom title match because Maika did defend the title against Tomoka Inaba on a JTO Korakuen. But this is different. This is exciting. This is kind of the ultimate prove it for both wrestlers, for me. Suzuki had a really great title match with Tam Nakano at the end of last year. And she is someone who has seemingly gained the confidence once again after the injury that took her out for some time. For it was a couple months, I think, in 2024 during the summer. She seems to have that confidence and that swagger back that has made her Suzuki in the past. And then you, of course, have Saya Kamitani. What is this title reign going to look like? Obviously, she won the title by fooling Tam Nakano and doing everything she could to take that belt away from her. Do these two just go out to have the classic top tier World of Stardom title match? Do they try to tell a heel versus babyface? We don't know. That's the exciting part for me. I'm very much looking forward to this match. It's going to be a rocking Korakuen. I'm fascinated to see if they're on the side of one Saya Kamitani because she is so popular right now. But again, that is the beauty of this match. It should be great. Saya Kamitani is obviously winning. I don't think they will do a title match, World of Stardom title match on the Thunder show at the end of February. I just think that they want to probably give Rina that spot. So maybe her next title, her being Saya Kamitani, maybe her next title match won't be until the Cinderella final, which is early March. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So, but I'm fascinated. I'm locked in. You should be too. Should be a fantastic match. So I can't wait. That is Supreme Fight 2025 this weekend. Available on pay-per-view. I believe it's only 1,400 yen, which is like $9. So good time to get it. Should be a great show. Quickly, let's go over the New Blood card as well. Nothing to write home about. May not even get to talk much about it next week because of just everything that's going on. But here's your card. You'll have Wakasukiyama and Hanako, the tag champs, teaming up, and they'll face Akira Kuragane and Yuri Hime. So the rookies get a chance against the champs. Kiri Oniyama faces Rian. I thought that was fun. It's been a long time since we had official Kiri Oniyama in a match. We'll have Tomoki Inaba, Hina, and Kyoko Katatsu against Kohaku, Hanoka, and I have no idea who this is. It's mistranslated on the Stardom website. Hold. I do not know who that is because it's not part of a, faction, so I'm unsure. See, this is what happens when you do a podcast live and you're looking at, Sakuran? That's what it says. I'm definitely not getting that right. My apologies, folks. You'll then have, as well, Rina and Azusa Inaba team up against, Makoto, the Diana duo that was on the last show. And then Yumi Mizumori, Aya Sakura, Sayaka Kurara face Rana Yagami, Nanami, and Himiko of Diana as well. So lots of Diana involvement. It's a pretty fine show. It's Tokyo Square in Itabashi, small building. So they didn't have to pack the card or anything, but is what it is. I was kind of hoping for a Hanako Miyu Amasaki preview tag on here, but it'll be cool to see the rookies step up to the champions. I think that's one of the main sells. And Kaori Oniyama. We love to see Kaori Oniyama. We don't see her nearly enough anymore. We see Fuki Death all the time, but love to see Kaori. As I said, if you missed it, or if you would like to check it out, the Beginner's Guide to Stardom 2025 is now available over on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Scott E Wrestling. To go over Evo Girls here real quick, I think Evo Girls deserves, well, it's Evolution Pro Wrestling, but I will forever call it Evo Girls because it's about the them. It's about the wrestlers, Soy, Zones, Chi-Chi, Chica. It's about them at the end of the day. So I'm going to keep doing that. But this was the card. You had Chica versus Hiroyo Matsumoto. I'm not talking about the men's matches, obviously. You had Chanyota, team with Zones against Magenta. That was a fun match. You had Mei Saruga and Soy team up against Momoka Hanazono and Kaori Oniyama. Another fun match. And then, of course, your main event, Chi-Chi successfully defending against Arana Iagami. Chi-Chi continuing to set the stage as the kind of like the young star of the scene. She is everywhere, rightfully so. She's in a great Sendai Girls match, teaming with Dash Sasako. Coming soon against Momo Bobo Banana, just the second weekend in February. So something to look forward to there. But Chi Chi and Rana, like it's a continuation of Chi Chi stepping up and I think leading as the champion and something that her and Aya Sakura did so well. I don't think this match necessarily came close to that because I just think Aya Sakura is a better fit for the feud that we're going with. But I will continuously take more and more Chi-Chi moments. Chi-Chi is a star, a superstar in the making, and someone that everyone should be paying attention to if you're not already. To talk quickly here about Marigold before we wrap up, Marigold did have a double weekend showing, so we won't have too much to talk about here, but I'll just briskly go over a couple of the matches that stood out to me. Riara got her first ever singles win going against Ryoko Sakamura, so that was cool to see. I thought the match between Utami Hayashi and Victoria Yuzuki versus Miku Ano and Sareee Yamaoka that went to a draw was a fun one, not necessarily a super standout, but a very enjoyable tag. And then Nanai Takahashi versus Misa Matsui was very good once again. This was Misa Matsui's weekend. She had two phenomenal showings. It was a reminder that if you are investing time in Marigold, you are hoping that in the long run, Misa Matsui is someone that if you invest time in her, she is able to reach the mountaintop. And I think her potential brings her to a United National Championship match. Now she goes to 0-3 against Nanai Takahashi here, but she continues to show more and more improvement. Matsui truly is one of the best on the roster and is a consistency machine. She is someone that I firmly believe should get the big opportunity in the long run, but she does have a big match coming up the next time Marigold runs one of their shows. The main event of that Saturday show was Mirai and Mai Sakurai versus Bozilla and Megaton. Thought that was a fine tag match as well. To get over to Sunday in Shinkiba first ring, you had Naho Yamada beat Ryoko Sakamura. Yeah, the Dark Wolf Army, Chiaki and Nagisa Nozaki defeat Riara and now Ishikawa. I liked Riara and Ishikawa as a team. Yoshika Goto get a big win. She pinned Rhea Seto, and again, who was teamed with Natsumi Suzuki, while she was teamed with Yuki Minami. I thought the best match of the weekend from Marigold, however, was this trios match. It was Utami Hayashishita, Sareee-ISM. Oh, actually, I didn't get to the updated graphic. My apologies. Sareee Yamaoka had to miss this show. I believe she was sick. So Mikuano filled in, and it was Utami, Mikuano, and Misa Matsui teaming up to face Mai Sakurai, Mirai, and Victoria Yuzuki. And this was super great. Like Misa Matsui and Yuzuki, just sensational chemistry that excites you for their title match, with Matsui getting the big win in the end. Like I said, it was her weekend, which was truly, truly, truly amazing to see. And then your main event was a loser leaves Japan match where Bozilla defeated Tank, as you'd expect. Pretty by the numbers. Fine singles match. I didn't have a problem with it. Bozilla obviously gets a big win here and sends her home packing. So I'm interested to see, does Bozilla now transition to the singles match against Utami Hayashishita? That's what I'm waiting on here moving forward. We'll have to wait and see. And then after that, we have one quick or a couple quick matches to quickly go over. Nai Takahashi is stepping out of the Marigold ring twice in the coming week. First, she'll face Nanai. She is Nanai. First, she'll face Mako Satomura at the Giant Baba show at Cork and Hall on Friday. I don't know if or when we'll be able to see that, but boy, oh boy, do I hope we'll see it. It'll probably be the last time those two face off. And then at PPP Tokyo, she'll go one-on-one with Chen Yoda in the final passion match at Shinjuku Face on Thursday, February 6th. Chen Yoda asked for this match. She gets it, and this is the big singles match she wanted. So I'm very excited to see what she does because, again, she is a deserving competitor. She is someone who I think is ready for the big spot. This is the biggest singles opportunity of her career. So I'm rooting for Chan Yoda. I always am. I think this could be the best. I don't know. It's hard to beat that great new blood tag from last year. But she's someone I want to see more of continuously throughout the scene this year. I think she's someone, again, very, very talented. She had a very strong outing on the Evo Girls show against Magenta. I thought that was a fun combo. So between this and, of course, this upcoming weekend where she will step in the ring or next weekend, sorry, my apologies, next Friday specifically for Marigold Shinjuku Face Show. So here is your card as followed. Chen Yoda will make her Marigold debut. First up, it'll be Nao Ishikawa against Riko Sakamura. Then it will be Riara teaming with Rhea Seto against the Dark Wolf Army, Chiaki, and Nagisa Nozaki, who continue to pile up wins. You'll have Mirai versus Megaton. I'm sure that will be very funny and entertaining. Then you'll have Utami Hayashishita facing Yuki Minami in singles action. In the undercard, or in after that, it'll be Nanai and Sareee Yamaoka teaming up. They'll face Chika Goto and Natsumi Suzuki. I'm looking forward to that one. And like I said, as you see on your screen, if you're watching over on YouTube, it'll be Mai Sakurai and Chen Yoda teaming up for the first time since, I believe, that New Blood tag title match. They'll face Miku Ano and Naho Yamada. So I would love to see Chen Yoda be around more. Somewhere. You know, we don't see her wrestle nearly enough, and she has been someone that said she wants to commit more to wrestling. So I'd like this to be the start of that. I think her and Mai work very well together. So I do hope that that kicks in here. And then your main event for that show, the Superfly Championship, will be on the line. It will be Victoria Yuzuki defending it for the second time, this time against Misa Matsui. Should be a great main event there. So greatly looking forward to that match. Greatly looking forward to more continued greatness from Joshi Wrestling. I thank you all for listening on this week's episode of Five Star Joshi Show. The support means the world to me. I got some projects in the works. Next Friday, we should have something very exciting out if all goes right. So keep an eye on that. Also, continue to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We got something new each and every week. Um, you're gonna have some watch alongs coming along very, very soon, and so much more. So if you don't follow me at Scott E Wrestling on Twitter, on Blue Sky, check out the YouTube channel and continue to support the show because, like I said, it truly does mean the world. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Next week, we're going to be talking Supreme Fight 2025. Next weekend, we're going to be talking or previewing the TJPW Max Hart final. I believe that is next weekend as well. Sendai Girls is back. There's so much. There's so much to look forward to. So keep that all in mind. We'll be talking about it all. So until next time, everyone, I wish you a great week. Enjoy all the Joshi wrestling. Enjoy Stardom Supreme Fight. See ya.